Welcome to The Question Table, a podcast of The Way Home Ministries. I am your host, Sylvia Geronimo. The Way Home Ministries strives and delights in helping God's people find their way back home to the heart of God. I am super excited this morning, friends, because this is my first podcast. It is the first episode, and I want to welcome you and introduce to you the Question Table. The Question Table is a space created for those who long to pause and breathe and draw closer to the heart of God. And here, we are going to hold the sacred belief that God is not afraid of our questions. He often invites them. And in fact, Jesus himself, the consummate question asker, used questions more than answers. He knew that questions open us and stretch us and soften us and lead us into deeper surrender. And answers, on the other hand, especially the easy ones, they tend to close doors. Questions, however, open doors, or at least they open questions. So in this podcast, what I am hoping to do is to invite you to together explore good questions, the kind that reveal the why beneath our thoughts and the implications of our assumptions, and the curiosity that God stirs when we dare to look beneath the surface. I'm going to be asking questions and then sharing a reflection. And each reflection will be rooted in Scripture, because I believe that Scripture grounds us in the truth and gives us a place to return to as we ponder and listen and respond to the whispers of the Spirit. Now, along the way, we'll occasionally draw from trusted voices and notes that might enrich our journey and help us see more clearly. I love this quote that I want to share with you from Rainer Maria Rilke. It is from a book called Letters to a Young Poet. And you might be familiar with this quote, but it always comes to mind. And this is what it says. It says, "Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live long, some distance day into the answer." Sometimes God invites us to do exactly that, to live the questions, trusting that the answers will come in their own time, and often unexpectedly, gently, and precisely when our hearts are ready to receive them. Now, friends, I have to share that I've always been intrigued by good questions. When I'm reading and I come across a question that's thoughtfully shaped, it makes me pause. I find myself admiring how the words are arranged and how they are stirring my mind in that moment, how they slip past my defenses and they tend to settle into my soul. And sometimes they do that with comfort and sometimes with discomfort, especially when I don't have an easy answer. Now, I have been a teacher my whole life, though I think I've spent more time outside of a traditional classroom than in one. And I've taught anyone from babies to the elderly. My classrooms have been conversations and sermons, devotionals, coaching questions and sessions, moments of explaining and clarifying. I've had seasons of training and leading and growing people. And so questions have been part and parcel of my life and my skill, but also, now that I think back, part of my calling. For over 35 years, I've served as a teacher and then a teacher pastor. And in these most recent years, as a spiritual director. And so I've been trained even more deeply in the art of asking questions. So when I meet someone, I naturally begin to wonder and to become curious and to lean forward with anticipation. Why? Well, because good questions open things. They open doors. They open conversations. They open connection and facilitate understanding. Yes, they open information and insight, but most importantly, they open life itself, the mystery of life and its beauty and its diversity and its depth. So this podcast is an offering from that place, a place where questions invite us to pause, to breathe, to reflect, and discover what God might be revealing in the spaces we normally rush past. This podcast is born out of that love, the love of living with questions that have shaped me, have deepened me, and have drawn me closer to the heart of Christ. So I'm going to invite you to settle in with me, to slow down with me, and let's allow our minds to clear, and for a few moments, let's allow our souls to rise. Together, we will explore the questions that lead us into God's presence and there allow us to live them well. So, if this time of reflection will bless you, I would love for you to subscribe. If there's any curiosity about what questions we are going to be asking, then follow me so that you don't miss future questions, future episodes, and maybe share the space with someone who might need a gentle question any given week. So join me next time. We will return to the table together, listening and wondering and living these questions together with Jesus. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week.